Hi everybody, my name is Suzanne and welcome to my vlog or my video essay. Today I'll be talking about my week 5/week 6 experience of doing my degree. I'm doing my degree of early childhood education and care. I wanted to talk about a couple of things. I guess more just my experience of the last couple of weeks. And it's a very candid video. There's going to be no editing. It's just going to be like, like shot here and then I'm going to put up on YouTube. And also I've got like coffee with me. I think it's real coffee. But yeah, it's gonna be like an honest like sit down chat of like what's been happening. I'm not going to do too much triggering detail because sometimes I do that and it's really not good for anybody. And sometimes it's not good for me. So this is basically what I'll be talking about. So last week was week 5, and week 5 I was studying the like physical environments that happen in early childhood and how they link to planning and programming. And this week was similar. That's my memory. Some of this is a little bit like hazy just because of I'm a bit tired, but also from memory, some topics do overlap. So last week was interesting because I found it to be one of the more boring weeks. Nothing really happened. I didn't go to class. Hang on. Sorry, I did go to class, but class was on campus. Sometimes it's actually online, but yeah, I've just remember thinking last week it wasn't a good week. I haven't had a really good semester. I really hope things will be better. I'm very unmotivated this semester. I do really want to quit this degree for many reasons. And I guess like this week was like week 6 and I just want to power through, and I've been doing my assignment like every couple of days, and I've been doing my coursework, so my weekly readings, my weekly viewings that I do, and any of the tutorial questions if they're not done in class. So overall it's not too bad, but like yeah, last week was not a good week. This week is slightly better. Also better because I also got to do it on like it was online, so that was really good. But it's just I'm finding doing a degree in a field that I find it hard to get work in is a little bit tricky because of that reason, and also because I've got more of an interest in autism and mental health, so those things make me want to study those things formally instead. Well, the good news is I'll hopefully be doing a certificate of mental health. Sorry, I do sometimes stutter. I'm going to try and like not do that. Or mental health peer work, which is very similar. However, I really, really hope that I'm going to have a better semester because of my motivation's really bad and my mental health issues are really bad. I literally can't even do social media like I used to. Like even this student vlog, which is meant to be on a weekly basis, so every Friday it's meant to be up. Now it's only every fortnight because I need that space and the time to just focus on me. I think it's so important. And this week is, yeah, it's near the end of this week. I'm filming on Thursday and it'll be up tomorrow, which is Friday. But I can't believe it's week 6. It's going very, very, very fast, which is good because in a semester there are 12 weeks. 12 weeks are theory weeks. But I really, really hope that I find the motivation to get the rest of my coursework done. I've got my prescribed textbook to do, which is something I really don't want to do, but I'll get it done later in the week. But yeah, I'm just not loving studying, and I really hope week 6 will go by really quickly. I've only got one more thing to do, which was the prescribed readings, but even then I'm finding what I'm reading is something I've already read in a lot of contexts, and I just really hope that like week 7 to week 12 would be better. I know that I do get a break, I think in week 9 and week 10, or week 8 and week 9, like in between those weeks for 2 weeks, but I push through every single week. Week 6 in particular was a little bit easier because it was online, and I actually do prefer online classes. I honestly don't know why my in-person classes aren't even recorded. They really should be. I do prefer online classes, to be honest, but there's only a little bit of flexibility with this degree. However, I'm not sure about next week if it's going to be on campus or online. I really will be online, but then that'll be the second time this semester it's been online, so that's just a little bit there. But I'm working on my second assignment, which is a personal philosophical statement. I said that all wrong. I'm very tired. Sorry. So I got coffee with me, but I basically have to talk about my teaching strategies, my theories to back up my practice, and 2 other elements to do with educating and caring for young children, and some of that seems easy, but some of it seems hard. I have done professional statements on how I work before, but this is at a degree level, and I'm not particularly vibing with any particular early childhood theorists. I do know I have to put that in my assignment. I do have an idea of how I want to do this assignment, but it's just a case of making beliefs in my head of what I want to do and just writing that down as part of my assignment. I have actually started and I have got a lot of it done. I know the backbone of it, but yeah, if it's hard to believe in something, why should I do assignments on it? That's also my question. Also, I'm having my second coffee of the day. I'm gonna try and not pour it, but show you. Can't really show you. Sorry, but yeah, I'm just very over studying. Also, I'm autistic and neurodivergent, and that means that when I'm studying at a higher education bachelor level, I seem to get more tired than when I was studying at a lower level. So I've studied various levels, like a certificate level, a diploma level, even a degree level when it was just a micro-credential, which is one of the units from this degree. But I'm finding, yeah, this degree, studying at this level is quite tiring. And I just guess that I assume for the rest of the degree, should I go forward with this plan to do that, then, I believe it will be tiring, because studying at this level is quite tiring. I do get a lot of sensory overload. I'm finding that when I'm just studying every couple of days, like maybe every second day, which is what I've trialed this week, that seems to work really, really well. And I also have my another theory. I'm so tired. One of my other strategies, I can't even speak right now, is that what really helps me sometimes is not thinking about this degree at all. Also I'm studying a certificate 4 in marketing and communication, and I'm going to be finishing that hopefully by the end of the month, because I really do want to go into marketing and communication, more so for my unpaid role I'm doing with my blog and my podcast, which a lot of people do know about. But also I do want to be doing another certificate hopefully in October, because I do love mental health. I love learning about it. I love learning about suicide prevention, autistic type specific issues that are specific to those populations as well. And I just wanted to study mental health for the longest time. I actually did do in the past, I attempted to do a Bachelor of Psychological Sciences. However, I found statistics too hard and had to drop it nearly straight away. I did actually get 2 units completed, which is good, but I'm actually not doing psychology at the moment, and I'm not sure if I will ever go back to that degree. But I do like learning about mental health, and even if it's just the professional learning, professional development, then that's great. But I do really want to get a certificate 4 on the way. I don't really care how long it takes me to do. So yeah, this is a very well-rounded video of not just my life with my degree, but also my ambitions for side projects as well. So the good thing is I do have aims, I do have motivations. So my motivations do wane, for example doing this degree, but I do know I do have an interest in suicide prevention and mental health, and fingers crossed I will be doing volunteering work in this area. I'm really, really hopeful that I will be, because I need a volunteer. Also, side note, I'm actually not working much at all. I'm working about a couple of hours a week. Sometimes it's not even that. Sometimes it's actually nothing. So I'm looking for a lot of volunteering in the meantime. Work, looking for paid work, has been a struggle. I'm just finding that it's just a case of, looking at jobs that I can do, not necessarily in early childhood, even though that is my background primarily, but I just am struggling to find work. I am underemployed at the moment. I have been for a very long time. Fingers crossed it will get better. I understand how it feels when you don't work, because I understand the struggle, because it's you got to find purpose somewhere, and sometimes finding that purpose is really hard. And I just really hope that doing more and more volunteering will give me that purpose back, even though the purpose of volunteering is, for me, it feels different to a lot of the time to when I'm working in a paid role. Because at the end of the day, I do need paid work eventually. Volunteering doesn't pay the bills. Volunteering is great, but it's earning invisible money, and I need visible money. And it's just, a lot of what's been going on. I'm not trying to make it too triggering, so I'm not talking about anything deep, anything that I need to put a trigger warning on, because then I'll just feel bad for putting those trigger warnings on. But I mean, the good thing is I'm very self-sufficient. I'm very knowledgeable about myself. I'm very intelligent with my belief system. I do know what I want a lot of the time. I do know how my mind thinks. I do know what triggers me. I do know my strategies. So I'm very like intelligent in that way, which is very helpful, especially for someone who's been not doing so great mentally. Especially the last couple of months, it's been a struggle. There was a time during the break between semester 1 and semester 2, so a couple of weeks ago, like prior to studying this semester, I was struggling a lot. I was doing a lot of journaling and a lot of habits which I won't like talk about right now, but they weren't the best. They were like kind of terrible, and I don't advocate for them because they're not great self-care habits. But I'm trying to get a bit better at self-care, even though technically I don't really believe in the term for myself, just because it's hard, because I didn't grow up with the term self-care and I didn't grow up with mental health, and I don't have much of a belief in mental health as something that can be positive and something I can believe in. But I do see the relevance of, if I have great mental health, then I'm going to have great relationships. I'm more likely to have work that is a great fit or a good fit, and I'd have a lot of good things going in my life. So see the positive. I also try not to overthink this whole reflection video. It's not too much of a vlog, sorry, but it's more of a reflection. So anything that comes up I will talk about. So also, side note or disclaimer, I don't know what to call it. I do sometimes ramble on, or sometimes I do kind of go in different directions, but that's me. Also, I swear I do have undiagnosed ADHD. I do want to get diagnosed. I mean, not diagnosed. I want to get assessed for it, but I can't, because that's a whole other issue. It's very, very expensive to get that assessed. And in the meantime, I will happily say I am undiagnosed ADHD, or I suspect I have ADHD. I do like ADHD more than autism, because my autism is diagnosed. But I do find that I swear I do have elements of ADHD. I can't sit still. I have to constantly be doing something. I find it very hard to sit still and do nothing. I need to have a constant purpose in my life. I also like working on multiple projects at the same time. I get burnt out really quickly and I lose motivation in what I'm doing. Often it's a sense of like overwhelming rejection, or the fact that sometimes I feel like, why bother? Because in the past I might have been volunteering and something happened and didn't go so well. Like, for example, there was a time when I was doing co-facilitating for a mental health peer group online, and sometimes I didn't quite say quite the right thing because I was a little bit nervous, and even though it was my first time, I thought maybe I would have done a slightly better job, although everybody else said I did a really great job, so there's that. But yeah, this video is basically just a bit about bits and bobs, although it's primarily trying to be about like week 5 and week 6 of my student life during my Bachelor of Early Childhood. Although I'm not quite sure what the title will be. I'll think of something by the end. And I discuss like with life. I guess sometimes it's hard to I guess embrace myself sometimes. I'm doing quite a good job of it now. I do forget to sim. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't want to sim today. I want to be normal. I'm trying to like accept that it's okay to be, wanting the sim toys, and well, actually I don't really have any, but like I'm finding it hard to like not do nothing with my hands. I do like to just play with stuff. But I'll discuss, because it's actually been literally just over 2 years since my rabbit unfortunately passed away. That's another video. I don't know if I actually said what actually happened, but yeah, he was alive for nearly 8 years. I think it was like 7 years and 9 or 10 months. That's a very long time for a domesticated rabbit. He was gorgeous. I might put into the comments a picture of him. Yeah, he was really, really good. I do miss him a lot. I swear, I say to a lot of people, if I was working full-time or working, I'd definitely get another rabbit or another dog or a pet or something small, preferably something like nice and velvety or soft. Although I would actually also not prefer, but I would be open-minded to like a frog as well. Not a snake, not anything that's a bit too different, you know what I mean? But I do miss him a lot. I think it's hard sometimes because I sometimes pretend I'm not grieving or pretend I'm not sad or upset about it because it's an animal. It's not the same as a person, but I just really hope that we'll eventually get another pet, because I love them. They're very squishy, they're very adorable. Fran-Fran was very affectionate. He would hug me. He was like a little Velcro bunny, and what I mean by that is you literally go like this, and then I'll pick him up and literally like put his paws on my shoulder to literally just like hang on to me, and he just wanted to be carried everywhere, like towards the end of his life. And also like maybe when he was 3 upwards, he wanted to do that. In the beginning, he wasn't necessarily a hugger. He was more of a runner, but He's really, really good. Actually, we put a trigger warning / content warning just because of the grief about the rabbit. Sorry, but that's me. Also, I miss driving. I haven't driven for a couple of years. It's been about 3.5 years. Do have my full license, which is really, really good. Don't have a car. As soon as I work full time or work more hours, definitely want to get a car because I miss driving insanely. This is a bit of everything. I'll just try and make it to 20 minutes or just under. I just guess it's really important to have like goals in life, short-term goals in particular for me, because sometimes long-term goals are very too long and it's hard to look forward, it's hard to see the future when it's way too far ahead, you know what I mean? But I guess like my short-term goals is to definitely volunteer, like I said, definitely do some other exercises. Like I found doing a positive note at the end of the day helps, and what that is basically I say one positive today was, for example, I did work from home and I was really happy that I did that, and I do up to 3 positives in a day. And then my other exercise, which is actually really helpful when I do it properly and I'm just kind of like info dumping everything I want to do. I write about my thoughts and feelings for like 15 minutes non-stop, or as long as I got paper. I don't have a lot of paper because I write in lots of it, like it's insane. But I'm finding that it's really helpful for me to be journaling, and that's really, really helpful. And I haven't really necessarily done it in the past too much in recent years, but like super helpful for me. And also, yeah, my short-term goal was to obviously go into peer work. Like I have done volunteer peer work, but that's online. It's maybe a bit different to in-person mental health support peer work. But I definitely want to be doing like in person as well. Like I also like volunteering in person when it's meaningful, and definitely want to be doing more peer work. In the past, I've been doing a lot of peer work. Was going to study the certificate, but I wasn't necessarily sure that was for me because it's about lived experience. A lot of people don't take me, seriously. But thinking about it like on and off for a couple of years, maybe 3 years, maybe 4 years. But I have come back to that idea. I'm like, yeah, I definitely want to do it for real, like do that certificate. It can take up to 2 years, but I really don't mind how long it takes me. Although I know I can study online, and I really do like online study, especially for certificate 4s or certificates, as I say. And I don't have anything else to say except, well, I definitely want to wrap up this video. Sorry. Just because it's really important for me to be like not so much grateful, because I struggle to be grateful, but I do find it easier to be like positive, to think of a couple of positive things that happened in the day. And I guess like one other positive that happened to me was I read a book about suicide prevention written by a well-known psychologist, and he recommended, I think his wife recommended a strategy where, so before you have breakfast, like as soon as you get up, but before you have breakfast, you do one small goal or one goal in the day that you naturally do before you have breakfast. And basically, it's meant to help you tick off a goal and to progress your day forward. So at least before breakfast, you've done something positive. So if anything bad happens after breakfast, at least you had a positive start to the day. So I started doing that recently, I think like 2 days ago, trying to do one goal or one meaningful goal and try and do it properly and deeply. And it's really helpful. Like I use an app called Flinch, and I'm finding Flinch really helpful. Flinch is an app called, well, it's called Flinch, but it's basically got a little digital micro pet online, and it's a bird, so it's, yeah, Flinch. I think Flinch is a type of bird, and yeah, you look after it, and every time you do a couple of self-help goes, you get more coins, and you can buy furniture and clothing. I'm finding it to be a bit old right now, because I'm getting a bit, a little bit like sick of like how it's running, because it's like, once you kind of understand the game, it's not as fun, I guess, but I do it because it's good for mental health, and I need to have those small goals that I do tick off. I do sometimes forget to do it in the afternoon, but I definitely try and do it every single day. Also, I do like getting the free micro pets as well. I swear I thought they'd be a unicorn, but there aren't. And if you know me, I do like unicorns, especially anything resembling a unicorn. And sometimes I think I'm a unicorn because I'm rare, and also there's only one of me. And also, I like unicorns generally as well. I like what they symbolize. And growing up, I used to love unicorns, and I guess I still do, but in a little bit of a different way. And I'm so sorry, I keep on like moving my head and the sun comes through, so I'm trying not to do that. I have been aware I've been doing it sometimes in the video. But yeah, this is Susannah from Always Angelic SBLS. Thank you so much for like listening to my story, my little ramble, my little life ramble. I hope you have taken away something from it. In the comments, you might want to share your experience about something that's happened in the week, or maybe if you're struggling with your studies like I am, maybe a tip, or maybe like you might want to share something. It's up to you. So thank you, and I guess I'll see you next time.